we are at Cambrian Hall as the giant chandelier provides light for what should be a fantastic showdown. And next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
It's time now for our tale of the tape. Hector Macho Camacho, 169 centimeters tall with a reach of 175 centimeters. And he'll be taking on Alimkhanuly. He's 182 centimeters tall with a reach of 182 centimeters.
There's a massive height difference here. One fighter has to be smart, sharp, depend on that boxing skill, and use that accuracy just to negate that height and reach.
Hector Macho Camacho. Don't let his good looks and personality get you off track. Known for his electric style, a 3-division world champion and a boxing Hall of Famer. Alimkhanuly. That strong amateur background has made him a tough out for any and every fighter he faces.
The height, how is that going to happen? He's going to need a step ladder to hit this fighter.
The fighters are in the ring. It's time for the official introductions. Here's the Hall of Famer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Bayamon, Puerto Rico, a colorful and popular 3-division champion of the world, Hector Macho Camacho. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Zelandi in Kazakhstan, introducing a unified middleweight champion of the world, known as Kazakh style, Johnny Bek Alimkhanuly.
Fans are ready, and it looks like the fighters are now ready.
You know, look at the stars, ex-fighters, ex-champions ringside. That's what these fights do. That's what these venues do.
No doubt about it. This was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. He misses with that straight left. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. So much hype surrounding this big matchup as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
This is not just hype. We are in for something special tonight. What an arena, what an atmosphere, what a build-up.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. At some point, the corner has to say you're done. Let's talk about Hector Camacho in that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round? Here we go for round 2. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That hook was off target. Left hook just missed. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
If you want to corner an outside fire, make them fight off the rope because they don't want to do that. They don't want to stand still. They want to move left to right. Pin them down. Throw a blanket on them.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. And that hook scores. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Hector Camacho. Let's get it started in round 3. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there.
Camacho goes down. Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
So the fight will continue, but what does the game plan have to look like now?
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels. Look at it. There's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. Then he's out of there.
Halfway through the round, and I think we all know who's winning here.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
Tried to score with a jab. His stamina is off the charts. Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. And there it is! The knockdown punch we knew was coming. What a knockout headshot. Let's watch it again. And they knew it when they threw it.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
Both men promised to knock their opponent down, and they were right in that round.
Sometimes you talk about drawing first.
There's the bell for round 4. Who do you think's got more in the tank, Johnny, as both fighters went to the canvas last round?
That is showing the fitness. That is showing the stamina. That is showing the hard work done in the gym. If you can get knocked down and get back up and knock your opponent down, they've got it.
Some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. That jab scores. An upset of the year, perhaps right before our eyes. Looks like trouble was averted.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's like a match made in heaven.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Hector Camacho. there's the bell to start round 5. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. Punch himself out, though. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Incredible work rate. There's a counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Will the referee stop it? Oh, and they got rocked! What a moment this is! Let's talk about Hector Camacho in that last one. On to the 6th round. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Look back in the history books, some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. They're in trouble. A much better game plan here.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way.
Hold on, gotta cut you off here, Johnny. Camacho is buzzed. They've avoided catastrophe there.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Hector Camacho. Here we go, it's round 7. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. And that right jab just misses. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Time they drop their guard, they get caught. Let's talk about Janibek that last round. Now, and we enter the 8th round. That 1 minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
A swing and a miss with that jab. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Misses with the straight left. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Janabek in that last. And we enter the night. How much is left in their tank after last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It could all come down to who's in better shape.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is the heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Janabek that last.
What are you doing?
And here comes the 10th round. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
What are they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early night? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Trying to land that jab. Punch, counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Nice counter shot. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. We knew it was going to be close, but that's as close as it gets. No one wins, no one loses. This fight ends in a draw.
A draw? Ooh, listen to that crowd. Nobody's happy with that. Why? Because the build-up was ridiculous. The things that were said were ridiculous. But these two fighters were evenly matched, and this is why we've got a draw. One thing is for certain, they're going to do it all over again.